What's going on YouTube? Excellence here, bringing you guys another video back up here on my channel. This time I'm going to be bringing you guys the updated version to my Damascus video, which right now is sitting at around 30,000 views, which is absolutely crazy. Has over 500 likes, and the support on that video is just absolutely insane. A lot of you guys have been requesting me that I have subscribed to the channel from that video to update that video, along with all the comments on that video are saying to put out an updated version. So that's what I'm here to do for you guys today. Gameplay in the back, I think it's a double tactical nuke with the M4. I think I'll throw the class setup, the video that I have the class in, at least in the description below, along with all the timestamps. Timestamps will be in the description and the pinned comment on this video. So if you guys are just going to skip to one part of the video, or if you guys want to rewatch this, totally up to you guys. Anyways, we're going to start off things you can do right now in game to kind of speed up the process of earning Damascus. Now, the original video was me earning Damascus in 2 days of in-game playtime. I classify myself as a above average player, and I think some would agree. So obviously this time frame is going to change regarding your skill level. I'm going to get into that in a little bit, but things you can do right now, you should, since it's double XP weekend right now, I think I'm recording this on the 17th of April. It's double XP weekend till the 20th, so level up all your guns, unlock everything that you possibly can, level up all your guns before you even start going for camos. If you have already gotten a couple gold guns in each category, just move on to the next category, level all your guns up before you even get another camo. I say this just because it's easier to level them all up rather than get the camo for one gun, so you get a gun gold, and then you're going to move on to the next gun, and then you have to level it up all over again. I think it's just easier to level them all up and then jump from one gun right to the next one, because who knows, you can even get some camo unlocks just from passively playing the game. I got some comments on the last video when I said that saying, is this mandatory? It's not mandatory. That's what I did, and it helped me really expedite the process of getting Damascus Camo. So that's my tip to you guys. That's something you can do right now. Also, going along with that, the modes right now for the weekly playlist are Drop Zone and Stir Crazy. Both of these modes I've found pretty decent amount of counter UAVs and personal radars in them, and those are 2 kill streaks that count towards your launcher kill streaks. So go into those modes, both hardcore and core. I found more luck in hardcore for the Stir Crazy playlist, at least. Just more people, there's no radar, and a lot of people are running the personal radar. They're super easy to shoot down, even with the RPG and the Strela, and I know those are probably the 2 hardest things to shoot down, with the airstreaks, at least for the RPG and the Strela respectively. So go into those playlists and do your camos, and let me know how that goes in the comment section down below. Now, if you guys are watching this video maybe next week or a month from now, the recommendation that I give you guys to do these camos, and as I recommend you do them from hardest to easiest if you guys are just starting them, or maybe if you guys are thinking of starting your Damascus grind. I know it's kind of late into the game, but a lot of people are still downloading the game from Warzone, so you never know. I recommend doing it in this order. This is hardest to easiest: launchers, melees, snipers, marksmans, assault rifles, SMGs, LMGs, pistols, and shotguns. Those my personal list. That's what I did them in. The launchers you're going to have to do simultaneously with all your primary weapons, just because you're going to finish all the other stuff probably before it. And I say to start working on your launchers as soon as possible, just because they are the hardest thing in the game now. I will touch on that in a couple minutes here. I'm not really sure how long this video is going to be, of course, but launchers are definitely a pain, and they're going to just be the longest thing that you're going to do in this whole camo challenge. And it's just unfortunate with all the updates and patches they've done, it just makes it even longer than before. So you need 39 total weapons, all gold, to receive the Damascus Camo. You need to earn platinum and gold, obviously, on all your guns that shipped with the game. So that's not including DLC weapons. You can get Damascus on the DLC weapons after you've unlocked Damascus Camo itself, and you can do that individually. Now, the new Mastery Camo should be coming out mid-season 3. That's why I'm putting this video out now rather than later, because I'm planning on uploading a Mastery Camo guide within the future. And you only need gold, allegedly, on each weapon that you want to get the camo on. So if I wanted to have the Mastery Camo for the M4, you would just need it to be gold. You don't need Damascus, apparently. That is all subjective to change, of course. And again, it's not in the game right now, so if you guys are watching this down the road, I'm not sure. It might have changed, or I could have just had the wrong information off the bat. Now we're just going to get into some tips here that I'm going to give you guys. So for all your primary guns, excluding the snipers and maybe even the marksmans, I would do this. It's pretty easy. I would look for the maps to play. I mean, you can do the snipers and the marksmans on these maps too. It's just the snipers are a little bit better in ground war, I felt, and but even at that, you can do them on these maps too. But best maps to complete all your challenges for all your primary guns and even your secondaries, like your pistols and all that, and your melees and all that. The best maps, by far, Shipment is still #1, but I know it is kind of tough to get that in the weekly rotation. It's just the way that it is right now in the game. Back when I made my other video, it was kind of rotating out every other week, and I'm sure we'll see it back here in the next couple of weeks. So if you guys are watching this down the road, or if you guys are watching it the day it's uploaded, just pay attention for when Shipment comes around and make sure to get the most out of it that you possibly can. So Shipment as #1, Shoot House, Rust, Hackney Yard, Gun Runner, and the new map Hovek Sawmill. And I'm even going to put this in there. Hard Hat from Modern Warfare 3 is supposed to be coming back into Modern Warfare 2019, probably in the same update that the Master Camo is going to come in, and that one I can just picture it being a decent map, so use that one too. That could change. Of course, these maps are just personal preference, guys, but these are my tips that I use to be able to get my camo quicker, and I want to pass these on to you guys to try and help you guys out a little bit, you know. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is cover the game modes to play on. I have a script in front of me, so that's why you guys are going to see me looking over here. Game modes that I focused on when I was doing this, I was playing a lot of hardcore domination along with core domination. Hardpoint, especially for the launchers. Headquarters, again, the launchers with the attacker and defender. I'd like to play those two modes rather than domination. Just found I had more luck in them. And free-for-all, both hardcore and core, I found a lot of personal radars, which counted toward your ground streaks for your RPGs and your Strellas, and that's the one I found myself stuck on for a little bit, and it wasn't too long, respectively, but that was definitely the last thing that I got done for the launchers was the ground streaks, just because you don't see them too often. But with the playlist this week, you might get a little bit more lucky than I did. So let me know how that goes for you guys. I'm going to cover some launcher specific challenges right now, seeing that might be a lot of what people are stuck on. I know definitely the toughest thing in the game right now, and it sucks. It really does. They've kind of patched a lot of those things, and they've changed up some stuff, and it just sucks because the other way was so much easier. I sat in the back of the ground war map refilling my ammo with the ammo crates and just shot things down. I got the Pila gold in like an hour, and I think I did 3 rocket launchers in one day, and that's just from playing Shipment and ground war, and that was just the most efficient way. That's why I had to do this now in my last title, and a lot of people were getting mad at me saying, oh, Shipment's not the weekly playlist this week, and I don't work for Infinity Ward, so I cannot possibly go in and change that. That video blew up like a month after I actually uploaded it, so a lot of the feedback on that video was just inconsistent with the time frame and all that stuff. But launcher specific challenges, best maps to level up your launchers, obviously Shipment, Shoot House, Rust, Hovek Sawmill, all the smaller maps included in that. But I found a lot of my luck on Shoot House and Rust doing the Joker, especially on Shoot House for the Joker, shooting from like each of the little walls on each side of the spawns. Hardcore was beautiful for this. Test it out, guys. It's really just trial and error. The challenges itself, they're pretty easy. They're just super tedious, and it's just kind of shitty. You can't refill ammo from the ground war ammo crates anymore. The only way you can get ammo back in your launcher is from killing yourself or respawning, or the munitions box, which is why I recommend running either amped or tune up depending on what challenges you guys are doing. Also, make sure you guys have spotter on, because I'm pretty sure one of the camo challenges doesn't track because it doesn't specify that you need spotter on for one of the challenges. I think it might be the stripes camo. I cannot remember off the top of my head right now, but I do apologize for that. But one of them doesn't say that you need spotter on, and you do it. So if you guys are having trouble with camo challenges tracking, that could be the answer to all your problems. So make sure you guys got spotter on. And like I said, maps for each specific rocket launcher, is the Joker, Shoot House, and Rust. RPG, all the small maps because it's a free fire launcher. The Strela, same as the RPG, all the small maps. And then the Pila, I would go with the same maps as just all the little ones. But Pila, if you've done any other rocket launcher challenge in any other Call of Duty, you'll find the Pila relatively easy because it is a lock-on launcher and it is a free fire launcher. So that one is definitely the easiest one. Ooh, the hardest one is definitely a toss-up between the RPG or the Joker. Both were kind of really annoying, but I think the RPG might be even, actually no, I think the Joker is a little harder than the RPG, just my personal opinion. But anyways, we're gonna hop on to the melee tips. So your melee weapons are your riot shield and your knife. Knife for me was a lot easier, and riot shield was definitely a pain. My tips for you guys, if you guys are stuck on the riot shield, especially the 3 kill streaks, or what I think is 3 kill streaks they updated it to, right? That's most easily done in hardcore. I would even save this for the shipment playlist maybe, but if you guys are stuck and this is your dead last weapon, try to play hardcore and hold down a power position on a smaller map, kind of camp your corners and stuff like that. Dead silence and ghost are a must. Ghost not so much in hardcore, but when you're doing your knife, definitely have ghost on. I wouldn't play hardcore for the knife either, by the way, I just wanted to put that out there, but for the riot shield, definitely play hardcore. Run dead silence, run ghost, and tune up so you can get your dead silence quicker and hold down that power position if you're not playing shipment. Shipment is definitely the easiest thing to do, like all of these challenges. So when that is in the rotation for the weekly playlist, please take advantage of that. And I can't tell you guys how important that is. But anyways, the best maps for your melees are obviously all the small maps. Shipment above all the other ones, but Crash, Shoot House, Rust. Actually, I wouldn't even put Rust if you're doing the riot shield and the knife, just because it is pretty open. But all the other ones where there's a lot of doors on the buildings and stuff like that, I find that it was all a decent amount. It was all good, is what I'm trying to say. I'm kind of stuttering on my words here. But right here, my next thing I can give you guys is the easiest to hardest to easiest category I found each of these weapons. Now I already covered this, I believe, in this video. I can't really remember, but if it was me, hardest to easiest guns: launchers, melees, snipers, marksmen, ARs, SMGs, pistols, and shotguns. I just want to reiterate that to you guys, sorry, just because I find that in that order it works best. Just my personal opinion. You guys don't have to agree with it, but if you guys are struggling, you might as well just give it a shot. And I'm going to touch on some general tips for earning Damascus here. These are challenges that you just want to kind of just go into and realize that it is what it is, you know. Accept that this challenge is hard. That's tip number 1. It's going to be strenuous. It's going to be annoying. You're going to hate it. But at the end of the day, you're going to enjoy the camo and stuff like that. And if you just can't take Damascus Camo anymore, you might as well just wait for that mid-season 3 update to get that new mastery camo. Even though we don't know what it looks like, I'm sure they won't do that bad of a job on it. So, although you never know, right? So, although number 2 here, although it's still hard, that you can still complete it relatively fast depending on your skill level. That is one of the things I'm going to be covering still. Your skill level is definitely going to come into factor here, right? If you're an above average player, you're going to find this still, you'll be able to get it before this game's done. If you're an average player, you might be able to get it depending on if you're lucky or not. If you're below average, you really might not get it, is what I'm going to try and tell you guys, man. I don't want to put you down if you're a below average player. Maybe you don't have enough time to play the game. Maybe you just don't care enough to play the game, but you still want the camo. And that's what kind of sucks, because they've made this challenge and this camo that you have to play a lot of Modern Warfare in order to actually like receive it, which kind of sucks, because I know a lot of people like to play other games and stuff like that, but we can't change it. We're not working for the game. We didn't develop the game. We didn't create it. So I don't know what they had behind their mind there. I know they wanted to be challenging and everything like that, but sometimes I think they went a little overboard with it. So number 3, it's gonna tank your KD, guys. Just accept it and embrace it. There's no way around it. It'll go back up by the time you're done doing all these things, especially when you get back to using like your normal guns. It'll go right back up. Besides, no one can see your KD anyway, so it really doesn't matter. Try not to focus on that too much. I'm a big stats guy myself, so it was definitely tough to see my KD drop a lot, but it's going back up, and it still is, so there's really nothing you can complain about. do your hardest weapons first. Tip number 4, you don't want to be burned out on your final weapon, having it be like a launcher or a riot shield. And this is what I see a lot of people doing. They get to their last gun, they're like, oh, or the last category maybe, and they're like, okay, I don't want to do this anymore. This is just kind of brutal. And that's because they have the hardest stuff left to do in the game, right? They got the shield or the launchers, and those two take the longest, right? So you don't want to save them for last, is what I'm saying, because you're just going to have a brutal time because you're so close yet so far at that point that it just kind of kills your vibe, right? So you don't want that to happen at all. Last tip that I can give you guys is take advantage of your double XP weekends like there is this weekend. Now, when I did the camos and I was leveling up all my guns, I stacked my XP tokens. So the tokens you get from the battle pass and the double XP weapon, like double weapon XP weekends and stuff like that, they used to stack so you could get quad XP. Now, I don't know if that's still a thing or if they patched that, if that was an exploit or whatever it was, but try like a 15-minute double XP token. The season just started, so a lot of you guys might still have that, or if you guys are just thinking about buying the battle pass, I mean, it's worth it. Try it out. And if anybody, I can't try it myself. I don't have anything else to level up in the game, and I don't think I have any tokens left either. But let me know how that goes in the comments if you guys are the ones that kind of test it out for me. And if it works, I will pin your comment on my video, comments down below, along with heart it and all that stuff, just to let people know that yes, it is working and stuff like that. I'm going to real quick touch on the difficulty scale on achieving this camo based on your skill level. I broke it up into a couple categories. I broke it up into the above average player, the average player, the below average player, and the free to play player, so the Warzone people, right? So your above average players are going to find this challenge relatively in a medium to easy range, completing this challenge, sorry. If you're a decent enough player, you'll be able to do it before this game's life cycle. There's really nothing else to say about that, because you'll probably know what to do and you'll be able to hold your own, right? So an average player who's going to find this challenge medium to hard. This one might be a little tougher for those people who kind of just don't play as much, but with this whole thing that's going on right now, right, everyone's going to be playing a little more, so who knows, the average player could get it even maybe just as quick as the above average player, depending on the luck they get in their lobbies, right? So here's where we get into something a little different. Below average, this challenge is still going to be super hard and almost impossible for you guys to complete. I know there even is a lot of older people that play this game. There's a lot of younger people that play this game. They might not have all the skills that the average and above average players have, or maybe they do, they just don't put as much time into the game as those other players do. This challenge is going to be super hard for you guys just for the pure amount of content that you guys have to do. It's going to be a little hard, maybe even impossible before this game's lifespan is even complete. I just don't have any other way to put it, so it is what it is, man. For those players, I would recommend just waiting on that gold camo, and I think that's why they're doing it, along with my next point. You're free to play, and your Warzone players, you can't get Damascus Camo. You can't do your launcher challenges just playing Warzone. This camo is not designed for Warzone, which is why I think they're putting that mastery camo in, because they realize that you can't do it in Warzone. So they're putting that new mastery camo in, because you can get gold weapons in Warzone. It's going to take a little longer than if you're doing it in multiplayer, of course. But you can, and you just need to get gold to have that new mastery camo, allegedly. I mean, it would make sense if they did that, if I'm thinking about it, but who knows. So that's basically all my tips, guys. I don't know if I took too much of your time. I hope I didn't. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you guys drop a like on it if you did. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are brand new. Of course, thanks for all the support that's been on the channel. I think we're nearing 800 subscribers, which is absolutely amazing. Who knows, even by the time you're watching this, we could be over that. But if you guys did enjoy, of course, subscribe with bell notifications turned on. And thank you guys for all the support again. And it's been excellent, guys, and I'll see you later. Take it easy.